Nearly 1.5 billion Catholics around the world celebrated their new Holy Father. Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost became Pope Leo XIV earlier this month. Here to share his thoughts on the new papacy is Father Ray Carlo from the Roman Catholic Diocese of Charleston. Blessed to have you with us.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Well, Pope Leo has already been making history as the first American to be elected Pope.
Amazing.
Tremendous.
All the experts said that that would never happen. And
what do they know?
And now that he was chosen, he ticks off all the different boxes, and everyone's very excited here.
Indeed.
I know. The first weekend, we have 4 masses, and I said at the beginning of my homily, and we have an American Pope, and everybody spontaneously just applauded.
Yeah. It's a sense of pride when it's one of our own, that's holding such a critical and important position. So I'm curious where you think his papacy is going to go. Of course, we're just in its nascence, but it already sounds like he is reaching across to different leaders to try to improve the situation here on Earth.
Well, we're all excited for him, and when he walked out onto the balcony, he was kind of choked up, and he was very sincere. And I said, "I love him already."
Yeah, sure.
And has a missionary heart.
Yeah.
He could have just been a regular parish priest, but he chose to be a missionary.
Mm-hmm.
And the wonderful thing is he speaks all these different languages, so he can relate to people in different languages, which really helps to bring peace.
Yeah.
And he is very organized. He was the head of the Augustinian order for, I think, 15 years.
Yeah.
And so he can certainly take care of the whole church.
And what is the Augustinian order for anyone who's not familiar?
Well, religious orders, like I'm a secular Franciscan, that's why I have my, and there's the Franciscans, the Dominicans, the Jesuits that Pope Francis was part of. They're a religious community that has a rule, lives together, and takes the vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience, and they try to live out the special gifts that like St. Augustine gave to the church.
I see. Okay. And I think a lot of people are curious to see Pope Leo possibly follow in Pope Francis's footsteps on certain things. Of course, Pope Francis blessing same-sex couples, but Pope Leo recently coming out and saying that a familial union is between that of a man and a woman.
Right.
So not terribly surprising considering what the church's philosophies are on that. But do you think that he is going to be, though a bit more subdued than, say, Pope Francis, who's quite outgoing, do you think he's going to kind of carry that torch?
Well, he has a degree in canon law, which is church law. And so, that I think makes him very clear and precise. And Pope Francis caused a lot of confusion in the church. He would, like on the planes coming back from different trips, he would say I feel his personal opinion on something. Actually, the Pope speaks for the church, and then that caused all kinds of things. So I, like in my parish, would have to clarify and things like that. And he will be more traditional. Pope Francis, just with his clothes, he came out and he didn't wear the traditional papal things. And Pope Leo has kept those traditions. And I think he would probably feel that the tradition in the Catholic Church and Scripture, the church law that's come through 20 centuries, that is what the world needs today, I would think. Now, Pope Francis went out to the peripheries. That's what he tried to do, making all these cardinals from all over. Well, America is sort of a periphery. So, I mean, he's continuing that part, and being a citizen also of Peru and South America. So he brings that. He has said, as far as being, he and Pope Francis were very pro-life, on the life in the womb and to natural death and all. But with the family, he, I think, would maintain the church's teaching because he has that degree.
I see. Okay.
One thing that I'm so thrilled about, in Villanova in college, he was a math major.
Oh.
Great, because the Vatican finances are a mess.
Oh, that's
and
true.
so I think that he'll be able to be good with that too. He was a good administrator with the Augustinian religious order, so they need that also.
Yes, we need an abacus in the, church, right? And then finally, with just a few seconds left, he just recently visited the dicastery of bishops, so significance behind that particular visit.
Yes, he had an important role regulating the choice of bishops, and they're the ones that lead their area, their diocese, and so it's important to choose a person who can be good at doing that. Finding local people in the country and then choosing someone to be the bishop, and that's a very important role.
Indeed, and Pope Francis, I think he had appointed 3 women to be a part of that process.
Well, hopefully that will continue.
Yes.
I hope that sort of thing.
And female altar servers, because I was one once
Well,
upon
of course.
a time. So.
Why wouldn't we? I never understood, what the problem was with that.
Indeed.
So hopefully that's something, and also Pope Francis's way of reaching out to the world, non-Catholics, non-believers.
Right.
Hopefully he can continue that too.
Wonderful. Father Ray, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you, and I'm excited, and we'll see what the future will be.
Indeed, indeed. We'll be back after this.